I woke up today, as many Heat fans woke up today, probably feeling like they were in basketball hell. At least basketball purgatory, if you will. And to make things worse, when I woke up, my toilet was clogged. So I had to deal with that at 6 a.m. Then I had to go to the dentist and deal with that. Dentist stuff, Invisalign stuff, toilet stuff, Heat, basketball hell. Jimmy's going through his problems, feel terrible for him. Prayers for Jimmy. Haywood with his traumatic stuff that he's had to go through. What else here? What do I have? Josh, he dislocates his shoulder. He apparently is going to be reevaluated in a few weeks. That's the word on Josh. So I guess you could say goodbye to Josh for about a month, say. Probably at least till second, third week of March. Then we saw Terry go down yesterday. Didn't look good. And word is he's only going to be out for a week or 2 weeks. Might be back after All-Star break. Apparently it's just a mild knee sprain. Posted a picture of Wolverine on his Instagram. So that's something positive. We need any kind of positivity we could get. Caleb sprains his ankle on a ref's foot. Thank God he's okay. Then Duncan almost gets his arm ripped off by Jaylen Brown. We'll get to that, but he apparently is okay. He is questionable for the next game, but it seems like he's going to be all right. A lot of Heat fans are not happy with Bam. He's the captain. He's supposed to be, tough guy, and a lot of people weren't happy how he reacted to when his little friend there almost ripped Duncan's arm off because you got tangled up with Duncan Robinson. Big deal. Big scary Jaylen Brown getting a little tangled with Duncan Robinson. And you got to get all emotional about it. What are you doing, bro? We'll get into that. I personally think that the Heat culture jerseys are bad luck. I'm convinced. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people that like them. I'm kind of convinced that they're bad luck. I feel like every time we wear them, we play bad or we lose or somebody gets hurt. I'm just not a fan. I think the basketball gods have cursed us with those jerseys. I think they're too on the nose. And it's especially embarrassing when you have that across your chest and you're not living up to the Heat culture moniker. But we do have the Sioux Falls Skyforce legend, Alondes Williams, coming up. Save the day. Looking forward to that. I'm actually kind of mad, to be honest, because my birthday is coming up and I got tickets to a Heat G League game here in LA. They're playing the Ontario Clippers. And I was actually excited to see Alondes Williams play because, I've seen the numbers this guy's been putting up. And I'm like, oh, cool. I get to see Cole Swider and Alondes Williams and a little Jamal Cain. Now they're probably all going to get called up to the roster. I don't know who I'm going to be watching. They're going to ask me to go out there and play. Then what else? You got I got to be honest, I'm not that enthused today, but I'm trying to stay positive. You can tell by my posture. I'm not that enthused. But I'm trying to stay positive. Then you hear this dopey this Kendrick Perkins character who I love so much. He's over here talking about the Heat aren't going to make it past the first round of the playoffs.
Jimmy, he has fallen short every single time he's reached the NBA Finals, and I don't see the Heat getting past the first round in the Eastern Conference this season.
Man, kicking us while we're down. But I really believe all this builds character. And the Celtics, they're having a whole nice little season, little tiptoe through the tulips. Nobody's hurt. You're winning all your games. You only lost 12 games. You got the best record in the league. La-di-da. But you know what? You're not building character. Because the Heat, all last regular season, and pretty much most of the playoffs ever since Jimmy, busted his ankle, Vic tore his patella, whatever, tendon. Tyler broke his hand. So after the Jimmy ankle sprain in the Knicks series, we were back to hell. Whole regular season was hell. This whole regular season has been hell. We're used to being in hell. We're constantly walking through fire. The Celtics? Psh, tiptoe through the tulips for them this season. But good for them. Good for them. Okay, it's time now for an expert, in-depth analysis of the lovers' quarrel that took place between Duncan Robinson and Jaylen Brown, which is probably the most random beef in the NBA that you can imagine. Like, who would ever think that Jaylen Brown and Duncan Robinson would have some kind of weird issues with each other? And this is not new. This kind of goes back. I did a little digging, and I found some footage from the bubble season of Jaylen Brown elbowing Duncan in the face. Now, Celtics fans will probably say, oh, that's what you get when you're all up in somebody's grill. And then Heat fans might say, well, don't elbow people in the face. I'm going to try to be as objective as possible. Yes, I'm a Heat fan, but I'm going to try and be objective in my expert analysis of this video. But it is very random. The whole Jaylen Brown and Duncan Robinson thing is very, very random and kind of funny. Because Duncan's like this lanky white dude from, wherever he's from, Maine or New Hampshire or something like that. And Jaylen Brown's this, big muscles and kind of scary looking dude with a beard and his little ponytail cornrow thing Bobby's got going on back there. And it's just funny. I was surprised, though, that Duncan is only 5 pounds less than Jaylen Brown. He's 6'7", 215, and Jaylen is 6'6", 220. I was surprised at that because Jaylen Brown looks like he's 25 pounds heavier than Duncan, but they're actually pretty close in weight. And Duncan, Duncan is not a pushover. You know what Tyler Durden said. What did Tyler Durden say about skinny guys?
One time. Big guy, big reach. Skinny guys fight to the burger.
Skinny guys fight to the burger. I don't even know what that means, but, skinny guys, there's some tough skinny dudes out there. Don't sleep on skinny dudes. Remember Tayshaun Prince? Tough skinny dude right there. All right, so I have this synced up to my computer. Hopefully this works. Action. Here's the play. I slowed it down. I cropped it in. Look, this is the best angle I could find. I wish I could find a better angle. This is the best angle I could find, all right? So, the play starts. We have good defense. Okay. All right, so look, right from the get-go, look, there's shenanigans right from the get-go, all right? Now, I really wish I could see from the back of this, but I assume that Duncan, his arm is very much on Jaylen's back, and then you have Jaylen's arm very much on Duncan's back. So they're already, the entanglement is already happening, all right? This is where it gets interesting. Jaylen takes his hands off his back. Now, see? Back, his hands up here. Boom. Now he goes under Duncan's arm. Now, look at his elbow. Right? Look at the elbow. Now, Boston fans will argue that Duncan is hooking Jaylen, and Heat fans would argue that Jaylen is hooking Duncan. There we go. Now, look how much Jaylen Brown's arm is under there. Now, look at Duncan's hand. Duncan's hand is out. He's got his hand sticking out. Now, I don't understand why Jaylen Brown right here just doesn't take his arm out and go back door. Look how far up Duncan is. You just do a backdoor cut and score. But it's just so funny how, of all people, Duncan Robinson seems to get under Jaylen Brown's skin. Jaylen's way up under there. Now, is Duncan so strong? We've seen the size of Jaylen Brown's arms. Is Duncan so strong that he has Jaylen Brown stuck under his armpit? Is he squeezing his arm under there? I don't know. You see Duncan's hands here. Now we're going to keep going. Now they're all stuck, all tangled up. Now Jaylen's mad. Now you have yank number one. Boom. Yank number one. What are we doing here, bro? Come on, just take your arm out. You really can't get your arm out of here? I'm trying to look. Any Celtics fans watching this, I'm trying to be objective here, but sue me, push back. Feel free to push back. It ain't that serious. It's basketball at the end of the day. It ain't that serious. Come on. These guys are multimillionaires. They don't care about you or me. Let's keep things in perspective, all right? Now, yank number 1. Is Duncan that strong that Jalen's arm is stuck under there? And now he tries to go for the ball. Still stuck. Look at Duncan's arm. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Now, he looks like he could easily just lift his arm up over Duncan's here. Duncan, he's looking at the ref like, what the heck? Bam is like, oh no, my friend is getting into a fight with Duncan Robinson. What am I going to do? Because I'm too nice and I'm everybody's friend. And then this is the part everybody's seeing. The big yank. Boom. Now, this is scary. This is bad. I think even Celtics fans can agree that this is kind of bad because, I mean, it looks like Duncan's arm is hyperextending here. That's not good. And, Jaylen Brown is jacked and very strong. Then you get that. Duncan's airborne right here. I mean, both his feet are off the ground. So, I don't know. There's your expert analysis. All right, I'm rivaling Kendrick Perkins here with my expert analysis. Another thing, this part here really. I want to analyze this picture here. Okay, so this is the aftermath. Now, this is for Heat fans. For the Heat fans out there that are mad that we didn't do anything. I gotta disagree. So look. Now let's remember context. Okay. This is right after everything happened. Okay? Now, Duncan, he's almost got his arm yanked out of his socket. He's down here. You have Caleb, who in the previous play hit that crazy over the backboard shot, stepped on the ref's ankle. He's running up the court. He doesn't even know what happens at this point. He's dealing with his ankle. You have Jaime over here, who is a rookie, kind of out of his element. He's coming back from an injury. He's just trying to get himself right. What's he going to do? Go over here and level Jaylen Brown? He's a rookie. You have poor Haywood Highsmith, who I'm not even going to go into detail as to what that guy has been dealing with for the last week, but we all know that traumatic experience that him and the person with that accident, who knows what's going on off the court with that? If there's lawsuits involved, who knows? And then you have Bam, who apparently is all, Mr. Nice Guy, buddy with Jaylen Brown and all that stuff. Now, would you have rather some big brawl have broken out and then Bam gets suspended or Haywood gets suspended and then we're going up against the Bucks and the Sixers without, we're already down enough guys. Remember context. Jimmy's not here. Josh got hurt. Terry got hurt. You're not going to be left with any guys if you get suspensions. And remember too, the score right here, I think there was, when this happened, it was 96-87 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds left. What did we do? We did respond. We responded by getting the score down to 2 points. We were down 2 with 1 minute left. So we absolutely did punch back, hit back, fight back, whatever you want to call it, and brought that lead from 9 points with 7:54 left to 2 points with a minute left. If Haywood Highsmith hit that 3 with a minute left, we would have been up, right? And we did it with no Jimmy, no Terry, no Josh. Caleb turned his ankle. Duncan almost got his arm ripped out of his socket. So I'm very proud of the Heat that game. But I get it. People wanted to see Jaylen Brown get checked. You remember what Jimmy Butler did to Chris Paul in the bubble season. To, ironically, Duncan Robinson. They got a little chippy. Chris Paul threw the ball off of Duncan. What did Jimmy do in response? Trucked him. Now, hopefully Jimmy takes this personal. We'll see the Celtics in the playoff. I would never want Jaylen Brown or anybody to get hurt, but I'm sure we haven't seen the last of this rivalry, especially if we play each other in the playoffs, and especially if the Heat are healthy. It's going to be a war for sure. What a lot of people aren't talking about either is all the other shenanigans. Remember, there was a lot of shenanigans and chicanery, tomfoolery in this game. There was a clip of Jason Tatum hooking Caleb Martin, right? So you have that. Then of course you have Bam doing hitting Porzingis and the family jewels a little bit. Heat fans might say, he was just going up, he was a natural emotion going up for a shot. Other Celtics fans might say it's dirty. If the tables were turned and Porzingis did that to Bam, Heat fans probably wouldn't be happy about that either. So look, it's a rivalry, and this is what you're going to get. You don't ever want to see guys get hurt. And I think we're across the line with the Duncan thing there is that Duncan could have really got hurt on that, especially that second yank. He could have hyperextended, dislocated. I think he's actually questionable for the next game because of what happens on that. Okay, so that's it. That concludes my expert analysis of the Duncan Robinson and Jaylen Brown quarrel. Hope you enjoyed it. The Heat, look, man, it's just one more storm that they're going to have to weather. And all these guys that are healthy, you got to hold down the ship and you got to step up. Tyler, Duncan, Jaime, you got to get together, Jaime. Let's go. Bam, let's go. Alondas Williams and Kevin Love and Cole Swider, Jamal Cain. You know the whole next man up mentality. And they got to weather this storm. You got a little all-star break coming up. Bucks, they're weird. Sixers, you got no Embiid. Stick it to them. Then you got a little break. Then you go on a road trip. Haywood seems to be okay. Duncan and Caleb seem to be okay. Josh will probably be back in a month. Terry will probably be back after All-Star break. Jimmy will probably be back after All-Star break. So I don't think things are as bad as things feel right now. But I guess it's just, man, right when we were getting healthy, then we just had this hellish week. And we're just back in basketball hell. But you know how this Heat team operates. They operate best when things seem their worst. And it seems like we're flatlining and we got our backs up against the wall and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And then they somehow pull some miracle and get through it. When you look at the last, 6 games? Yeah, we had the 7-game losing streak. And then, there's the whole this whole infamous film session that we had. And then we played pretty well. We are 4-2 in our last 6, and the only 2 teams that we lost to were the Celtics, who were the best. Let's be honest, they're the best team in the league with the best record. Even though I really don't trust them when push comes to shove. I'm not scared of them in a 7-game series if we're healthy. If we're healthy, which is impossible. We only lost to them by 4 points. It was a 2-point game with a minute to go. No Jimmy, no Terry, no Josh. Did win the third and fourth quarter. I'm trying to be optimistic here, but we did win the third and fourth quarter. So that was cool. The other game we lost was the Clippers, and we had no Duncan, no Tyler, no 3-point threats, and we held them to pretty much 100 points. I think it was 103, whatever. That was just because of fouls in the end. Really good defensive game. And then we beat the Magic, which was great. We beat the Kings, which was great. And then you had those nice little wins against the Spurs and the Wizards. So things feel bad, but I don't think they're that bad. And Spo talked about this in one of the games recently, and he said that success in the regular season sometimes can be one of the most dangerous things because things are most likely going to get tough at some point in the playoffs, and you're going to have to learn how to play through adversity or play without key players and be mentally tough. And with the Heat's season last year and this season this year, they've really been the kind of seasons that make you mentally tough. That really, really helps in the playoffs. So I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic here. That's it. What do you got? We got the Bucks tomorrow. Sixers without Embiid. I don't know.